Allowing the Release of Suppressed Energy, posted on March 5th, 2012. Life is energy in play, and the more free-flowing the energy is, the more vibrant and whole you feel. Pockets of energy which are suppressed or held within you become sources of resistance to the free flow of your life's expression. It's not even essential to know when you created these blocks of suppressed energy, neither is it essential to know why, as long as you're open to releasing it now. All that's needed for the suppressed energy pockets to start getting released is for you to be open in your being, rather than being closed and fearful of allowing them in your consciousness. So in one sense, some amount of courage is needed to just be open to release without really questioning or overanalyzing these energies as they come up to get released. These suppressed energies are what you generated within yourself in unconsciousness or lack of awareness in your past when you faced some fears or hang-ups. It's not really important to understand why and when it happened. For all you know, some of it could be the load of your past lifetime, of your stream of consciousness. Investigating your past has inherently no value, and the only reason to release these suppressed energies is so that you can have a free movement now in your present reality. These energies, when they get released, can create thoughts that were associated with the creation of this energy. It may not be a clear recollection or a memory, and you don't really need to analyze the thoughts or make them personal. Just stay open and they will get released. The only reason people don't allow this release is because they get scared of the unpleasantness this release can cause temporarily. Emotional pain, anger, sexual energy, depression may be forms in which these suppressed energies come up based on what you had suppressed. Overanalysis is of no use. The release happens much faster if you don't sit analyzing it, but just stay open in your being towards allowing it. The mind can get concerned by this release, and it can interpret it negatively, and if you buy into its fears, you'll try to shut down this release in some way or just add unnecessary resistance to it. So the best time to start allowing the release is when you've gained sufficient stability in your awareness so that you're not pulled in by your mind's fears, where you don't buy all the doubts and negative interpretations of your mind. It's natural for the mind to avoid low feelings, and hence it'll try to distract itself or suppress the release in some way. And if you're totally lost in the mind, you'll just follow the mind reactively. This is the reason why you need to develop some stability in your being, where you're not identified with the mind totally, before you can allow this release. It's normal for the body to sometimes feel a bit tired when this release happens, because the energy movement can be quite intense. You might even feel very restless and can have some sleepless nights, especially if there's a lot of energy getting released. I'm only mentioning this so that you're not overly concerned by this. It's normal and it's no different than any detox that we go through. The deal is that the more you relax and the faster the release happens. You might feel as if you're regressing and becoming more negative, when in truth all that's happening is that your past negative accumulations are getting released. It helps to know this because without this knowledge your mind can get really concerned about these fluctuations and intense releases and thus suppress it again. The usual feelings that can come up with this release happens when this release happens are anger, sadness, grief, depression, anxiety, sexuality, excitement, depending on the energy you had suppressed. The thoughts that come up will match the flavor of your feelings. Sometimes your mind just creates random thoughts to somehow make sense of this past energy, which is not about to make sense of. That's why it's important to not overanalyze the thoughts that get generated. Of course, these thoughts and feelings will happen in your awareness, and you can't just hide from them. You need to allow this consciously and stay open. The less you try to analyze, the faster the release can happen. If your body gets driven into some movement or activity as a part of the release, allow it to do so in the wisdom of your awareness. Don't try to suppress it, and don't judge yourself. Experiencing a lightness in the body. It's only when the release happens that you realize how congested your body actually was before. When you're around 50% of this release, you sense this deep lightness in your body, where it feels very spacious and open, almost as if you melted from ice into water. Your body feels more lucid. This causes your body to get into a higher vibrational state. It becomes more vital and alive. This will also cause your body to detox and purge its stored up bodily toxins in some way, because now it has more vitality to do so. Also, this openness in your body allows for the rest of the release to happen more smoothly without much unpleasantness in your being. A lot of diseases are caused by these suppressed pockets of energy. We can numb the symptoms of the disease through medications, but until these suppressed energies are released, the disease just keeps coming up in new forms. Moreover, when you have a lot of suppressed energy pockets in you, it's like you're carrying a huge load in your body, which reduces its vitality. These suppressed energies also act as fuel to your mind's negativity, keeping its momentum going. Since these energies are stored up in the body space as blocks of resistance, they cause a disruption to the harmonious flow of intelligence in your body. There's a huge difference in the way you sense your body when these energies are released. Other means of release. Some people go in for energy work from some healers to release their suppressed energy, but such a release being unconscious and sudden can create an imbalance in the body, and moreover, since you didn't release it consciously, you have the tendency to recreate it again, since these energies always have an imprint in your mind. I'm not suggesting that you don't do energy work. That's up to you. You can follow your own guidance on this, and if you feel you need to get some energy work done for some relief, do so. The only pointer is to not get addicted to the energy work, where it becomes a crutch. These are means which can be used by someone who has low level of awareness to get some temporary relief, and hence it has a value. But when you grow in awareness, you have the capacity to consciously allow this release on your own.